Hi folks, welcome back to AVC, which is of course another vape channel, and welcome back to my first review of 2019. So first of all, Happy New Year. And in this review, we're going to take a quick look at the new Hotcig Centaur Mini RTA. This one is not being promoted as a mouth-to-lung or debit-lung RTA, it's just a Centaur Mini RTA. It is capable of both mouth-to-lung and a really restrictive direct to lung, which you'll see in the up close. So yeah, let's go take a quick look at the Centaur Mini from Hotcig. Okay, here are the box that the Centaur Mini comes in. The front obviously says Hotcig, Centaur logo, Centaur Mini, indicating that this one's going to be silver. On this side of the box just says Hotcig. On this side, all the social medias. On this side, again, Hotcig. And on this side, Hotcig's website. Bottom of the box just tells you a bit of what's included. Got a little scratch and check, your little barcode, and inside the box we are going to find the Centaur Mini user manual. And on the inside it just shows you all the parts that go to make it all up, the airflow and the wicking, shows you about the bubble glass and the straight glass. We're going to get a little baggie, some spare O-rings, 2 spare glove screws. There's about 5 pre-made coils in here. However, on the baggie it doesn't say what they are, what material, or what ohms are going to be. We're going to get probably the world's smallest hex screwdriver. We're going to get a spare 5mm bubble tank. With a straight glass, the Hotcig Centaur Mini will hold 2mm. With the bubble glass, it will hold 5mm of e-liquid. A little chimney adapter to use with the bubble tank. And the Centaur Mini RTA itself. I'm going to quickly measure this one. It's going to be a 24mm diameter, and from the base to the drip tip provided, it's going to come in at 37.6. Now at the top we do have a PEI 510 drip tip, sort of Ultron styled. Check it out. Like I said, it is 510, so you can use any 510 you want to. On the top of the tank, as you can see here, there's a little arrow. You push in on the arrow there, the top will slide open to reveal the fill port. Quite a small fill port, but it works just fine. Going down, obviously it's going to be straight glass. Like I said, in a straight glass form it will hold 2mm. With a bubble tank it will hold 5mm of e-liquid. The airflow on the bottom, there's going to be 4 air holes. You can expose 1, 2, 3 or 4 all at once. The first hole is going to be a 1mm. The second hole is going to be 1.5, 2mm, and a 2.5. So you can expose 3 or 4 of them in one go, or you can turn them off. However, on the other side there is a single hole here which you can use to fine tune it, just to expose 1 hole at a time. The thing about this airflow ring is there's no stopper, so you can just spin it round and round and round. That's a slight niggle, and I'll explain later why. On the base it's going to say Centaur Mini. We have a gold plated 510 pin. Bottom here just hotcig.com, CE mark, and the don't vape in a bin. As I said, this airflow ring does spin around with no stopper, which makes separating the base from the tank quite awkward. When you try and turn it to unscrew it, sometimes you can't do it, sometimes you can. However, this airflow ring does pop off, so if you ever got a problem, just pull it off, and then you can actually just grab hold of this and unscrew it on the glass. But yeah, I've had a few times and I've tried to take this apart and I've not been able to do it. If you do have that problem, just pull off the airflow control ring, grab hold of this, and then you can unscrew it. As you can see on the chamber, it's a really nice small chamber, nice doming going on, and the chimney going to the mouthpiece, as you can see, is very, very small. This is helping produce a really good flavour. Put your finger inside this, pop off the glass. Like I said, that will hold 2mm of e-liquid. On the chamber we do have the Centaur logo. Now with this one, you can actually get hold of this, unscrew this, and the chamber will separate from the top cap. This is where you will then get your adapter, screw it onto the chimney. Therefore you're making it slightly taller. Screw it back into the top. Get your bubble glass, pop it on, screw it all down. And now you have the Centaur Mini in the 5mm capacity. This bubble tank is actually, it's not too bad. I'm not really keen on bubble tanks, but it doesn't look too bad, this one. I won't be using it this way. I'll be using it with a 2mm glass tank. So see, they are. I can't get it to spin it off. I've got to pull off the airflow ring, then get hold of this to unscrew it. And here we have the build deck itself. As you can see, we have one glove screw here, one glove screw here. So one leg goes through this side, one leg goes through this side. This build deck, because these glove screws are quite small, they could have quite easily put one glove screw here and another glove screw here on both sides, so that no matter which way your legs are facing, you could put a coil in. But yeah, they just decided to have one here and one here. They machined it down on this side here to this point. If they left this as one big solid block, like I said, they could have put one glove screw here, one glove screw here, and again the other side. On the bottom, underneath the coil, there's going to be a 3mm air hole. You're going to literally just put your coil in here, put your coil through it, drapes it down into the little channel here. So let's put a quick build in here. Like I showed you in the unboxing, this Allen screw is really small. These grub screws here, they are really small. That's why I don't understand why they didn't just do one on each side for your legs, but they decided to just do one on one side, one on the other side. So I'm just going to undo these. With this one it's quite easy. Just put your leg in that side, put your leg in that side, twist it around, and it's actually in straight away. It is easy to install. And that's it, installed. So yeah, just straight in, like that. Coiled just over the airflow hole. Quickest check what ohms this came at. Little magnet trick again. This only works with camphor wire. Don't think it works with nichrome. Should be between a 1 and a 1.2. It's coming in at 1.1. Quick try the chimney. Make sure everything's okay. Make sure the arms don't jump around. Like I said before, if they do jump around, it means one of your wires is touching the chamber. That's still stable at 1.1, so I'm happy with that one. I'm going to quickly wick this one. I've been cutting mine more or less to the base for this one. What I usually do is I give it a little bit of a fluff, then I like to give it a little bit of a haircut. Go along at the top, we'll give it a slight cut. So yeah, if you have too much cotton going here into this little channel, it can give you a bit of a wicking problem. So we'll thin it out slightly, give it a little trim, put it in the little channel, like so. Same on the other side. Just like that for me, on each side. Give a quick juice up. We're using Lord Cogrington's lemon meringue pie today. Really nice vape, this one. You have to make sure that there's no cotton touching the threads, or if you screw the top cap on, it will pull the cotton out of place. This all, when you saturate slightly, just pat it in slightly. Do a quick test. Producing vapours. Put on the top. Like I said, I'm using a straight glass for this one. It's going to hold 2 mils of e-liquid. The bubble tank will hold 5 mils. Find a little arrow there. You can see that quite clearly. Push aside, it will open. It is quite a small fill port. You might have to tilt it slightly. Put your nozzle in one end, tilt it slightly for the air to escape. Call that good. Close it up, take it off. Put the airflow ring back on. Like I said, with it being a no stopper on that airflow control ring, it can be a bit painful trying to get the base off from the glass. So I like to pop it off, and then I can get a grip more and unscrew it. When you're all done, pop it back on again. I'll be using mine with a 2mm air hole showing, which is the third one. So you got 1mm, 1.5, 2mm. Put on my little tower baby. This is reading the coil at 1.1 as well. You'll fire it at 15 watts. Quick vape. Lovely. Let's go back up top. We'll quick talk. So yeah, there we are. That was up close for the Centaur Mini RTA from Hotcig. What's my overall thoughts on this? First off, build wise, this is really highly machined. It feels like a high-end RTA at a low price. I got this one for just £21 in the UK, but it feels like a much more expensive RTA. I really do like the airflow control ring. I like the fact that you can expose more than one hole, or you've got a single hole option where you can fine tune it slightly for mouth to lung. As a mouth to lung RTA, it's performing perfectly for me. Like I said, I got mine on the 2mm air hole, and I'm really getting a great flavour, great throw to it. Really, really enjoying it. As I showed you, you can open up the airflow to have more than one hole exposed for direct to lung vape, but you are still restricted by that air hole under the coil being just 3mm. Even if you have all 4 air holes open, the 2.5, the 2, the 1.5 and the 1, all exposed, you're not going to get an airy direct to lung, like I said, because of that air hole under the coil, but a nice restricted direct to lung. My bad points about this will be, of course, the airflow ring. There's no stopper on there, as I showed you up close. Sometimes to try and remove the base from the tank itself, you can't do it. You've got to pull off the airflow ring, then you can do it and untighten it. And the groove screws on the build deck, they are tiny. Really, really small. Usually when I rebuild, I can do it quite easy. To rebuild this one, I do need to wear my glasses. Good points though. This looks really, really nice. It looks like a really high-end RTA. Been machined really well. I got this in the UK for under £21, but this looks like a more high-end, more expensive RTA to me. Another good point, of course, will be the glass tank. With a standard straight glass, it will hold 2 mils of e-liquid. Insert the little chimney adapter, insert the bubble tank, and then you've got a 5 mil capacity. I'm quite happy with this in 2 mils because I've been vaping this mouth to lung wise, and 2 mils for me is really, really good. Now the final good point about this is what will help me forgive the small bad points like the airflow ring and the groove screws, and that final point is the flavour. This is performing and producing amazing flavour. In mouth to lung, I'm getting perfect flavour, perfect throat hit, really, really enjoying it. On direct to lung, the flavour is still there, but I'm not quite getting that throat hit because it's more airy. But yeah, like I said, as a mouth to lung RTA, it is performing perfectly for me. So yeah, that was a Centaur Mini RTA from Hotcig. Would I recommend this one? If you are looking for a really flavourful mouth-to-lung RTA, then yeah, the Hotcig Centaur Mini. I would recommend this one. Great flavour and great performance. It is managing to do both styles, both mouth-to-lung and direct-to-lung. But like I said, the direct-to-lung side is more really restrictive. Good flavour, but not as much throw to it. But for me, this shines more as a mouth-to-lung RTA. Really, really flavourful. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. Did like the video, why don't you give me a thumbs up? Did like it? Why not subscribe down below to see more from me? If you do subscribe, remember of course hit the little bell to get notified of any new videos I do. And I'm going to say to you, like I always say to you, every time, I will see you all next time.